Good Monday morning, 8 a.m. I am glad to be back here. It is 2/15, 2021. I am BKP, and yes, it's time for BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. Good morning, Emily. We have a lot going on here today. Um, we're going to be talking about the bills to watch. We have a statement from the chair of the Republican Party of the Ninth District with some information on some bills we want to keep an eye on. Uh, we're going to be doing some updates on multiple things. Okay, and obviously you are out there saying, well, the president has been acquitted twice, President Donald J. Trump. First president in American history to be impeached twice, and especially in first term. So anyhow, let's start with this. Um, you know, this this Sunday, I watch. I don't know where you're at this morning. Okay, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wyoming, out west somewhere, California, Texas, wherever. Okay, we're growing every day. And first of all, I want to thank you so much for telling your friends about the show because you're doing it, and that's how it's growing on a daily basis. You telling your friends. But that being said, we have a Sunday morning show here. It's called the Georgia Gang in Georgia, and they get four people together, and it's Fox Fives in Atlanta does this show at 8:30 right before Chris Wallace. Oh my God, called the Georgia Gang, and there's a guy on there that I really enjoy, Phil Kent. He's the CEO of the Insider Advantage. Finally, somebody, and I'm not saying he's the only one. We will play the video. But finally, somebody is wanting to know who recorded the president, the phone call with President Donald J. Trump and Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger besides me, and wants to know who released the tape and wants to know if the individual who recorded it was in Florida, because Florida has the consent law. Both parties have to be aware of the recording. Phil Kent asked that question finally, and the reason I bring that up right in the beginning of the show is because, hey, I'm in Georgia, and there's two things. Gosh, I've got so much to do today. This is a great show. We have a lot to do. I wish. Here's I don't know how to say this, but I actually wish Republicans had a senator that we could censure for something, but we don't. We have two senators. Georgia, hey, we gave you two senators, John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock, that yelled guilty very loud to the one charge of impeachment. Now, there was one article, and yes, Georgia was right in that article, the phone call with Brad Raffensperger. So we're going to bring that up later today and talk about that because I want to know where I hear investigation. I want to know where the investigation is, who we got to talk to get an investigation going into the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger's office in Georgia. So we will get into that today. Yes. Give me number. Good morning, Emily. Thank you for being here, Emily. Hey, I got my sleep in this weekend. Did you give me number 5? Because just for a minute, the impeachment. Okay, yes, we're all talking about the impeachment, but every day, let me just make a prediction. There will not be a day goes by for the next 3 years and couple months, whatever Joe's been occupying, the occupier of the West Wing. There'll never be a day go by that you will not miss the bad orange man, right? The bad orange man. Never a day. You pump gas, you're already missing the bad orange man because you're paying in 8 weeks' time, you're paying 50, 60 cents more on a gallon. It won't be long. You're $1 a gallon more than what you were paying. Seems like just yesterday. But this one right here, okay? Joe is letting them in by the thousands. Joe has just opened the floodgates. COVID, no COVID, right? No restrictions. Come on in. Okay? Injured, read the headline here. Injured migrants say Border Patrol sent them back to Mexico after they fell off Trump's wall. How you say? The wall worked. There they are. We fell off your wall. Immigrant rights advocates say their stories raise questions about the protocols used by the Border Patrol to treat injured migrants and the overall effectiveness of the border wall. So if you're trying to climb it and you can't get over and you fall, you break your ankle, you'll just have to hobble back to Mexico and get your health care there. Not a day will go by that you will not miss. Read this one more time. Injured migrant says Border Patrol sent them back after they fell off Trump's wall. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. Now, here's one. All right, now wait a minute, right? Okay. So we have the testimony. We have the guy. What the hell with this Rakin or whatever his name is, the representative Raskin, right, from Maryland. What's with the hair? What's he got going on there? I mean, this is a bad day with a hot comb and Grecian formula and Gorilla Glue. What the hell does this dude have going? He's got that Gorilla Glue going on or something, right? So these House managers get up with this article of impeachment. And actually, they caught them in the false Twitter accounts. We can talk about that all day long, right? And then Trump's attorney gets up. They do a good job. And in the discussion, we're going to talk about the Dirty Seven, okay? We're going to talk about the Dirty Seven Republicans that don't care. And Mitch McConnell. We're going to get into all that. But, after all this time and the 911 calls and everything that we've heard, give me number 52. I call it truth. Truth, okay? When will we ever know the truth? Who killed this woman? Okay? Why can't we find that out? Why is she, here's number 51, here she is laying on the floor shot inside, okay? The Capitol, number 51. We saw video. Now, let me just get this straight, okay? Because we're going to get into Mitch McConnell. I got it. We're going to get into Lindsey Graham. I got it. Nikki Haley. Like, we're shocked Nikki Haley turned on the president. Oh, hell, you say, right? Okay, who's shocked, right? It's the same Nikki Haley took down the Confederate flag in South Carolina. There's a list on this. Nikki Haley endorsed Marco Rubio. Come on. So we'll get into the less shocking things later in the show. Here she is laying in the Capitol. You had to watch, right? You had to listen, okay? They got within 50 pages. They went out and pasted off. I mean, when Swalwell told his girlfriend, the Chinese spy, not tonight, honey. I have an impeachment trial in the morning, right? Swalwell, right? Yeah, not tonight, honey. The Yin Yang or whatever her name was that he took to the prom, the Chinese spy. Holy mackerel, what the hell? This girl laid on the Capitol dead. She's dead. Boom. We don't know. Alicia, right? Babbitt, is that her name? I'll get it in a minute, right? But we had to watch video of Mitt Romney running. So what if they'd have caught Mitt Romney's ass? I don't know. I don't know. Hell, make me the bad guy today. What the hell? I don't care. Let's go for it, right? What if they'd have caught Mitt's ass? Well, we had to watch video of Mitt Romney pedaling down through. Then Chuck Schumer. Don't go that way. Go this exit, back, boom. Okay? So what if they'd have caught Schumer for a little bit? I mean, wouldn't you like to see all the CNN boys over there pissing their pants with the hostage crisis? We got a hostage crisis. Couldn't you see the bottom? Hostage crisis in the Capitol. They've taken Nancy. She's zip-tied. She can't get a drink. Her dentures are falling out. She can't talk. Nancy. What the hell, right? Who cares, right? Oh, my God. What am I inciting? This woman's laying dead. What the hell? When will we get the truth about any damn thing in this country anymore? We had to watch this soap opera, right? We had to watch Chuck Schumer. Then we watched Mike. How many times did you watch the traitor Mike Pence run down the stairwell? Come on, Mike, you got to go here. Get the nuclear football. What the hell? We watched that. Trump's VP was only 50 feet from danger. She's dead. What the hell? Who cares, right? So what? If they'd have caught Nancy. The only one I wish, I can't say it though. The only one, not wish, I don't wish no harm on anybody. But, the upside is if they would have caught AOC, we could have at least gotten the video when it's over. Could you not have seen AOC doing her video? I was caught. I was there. You should have seen me. I was hostage. There were so many thoughts going through my head. Like, will I ever tend bar again? Will I have children? Will my children have children? Will my children be boys or girls? But we didn't get the video. Now, I'm not being silly. Look at it. She's laying on the dead. Look at here. But wait, I'm going somewhere with this, right? Woman killed. Okay. Number 50. We know this, right? Number 50, woman killed in Capitol embrace Trump QAnon. After 14 years in the military, Ashley Babbitt, is that her name? Brought a pool supply company and delved into the far right politics. Is that what the hell I'm doing this morning? Delving into? Am I delved right into the far right policies? Politics? 14 years, military service, dead, laying on the floor. All right. But here's a story you don't see. Who died in the Capitol? Okay. So you got somebody that was mushed. All right, I got it. People died. Get off my ass. People died. But how about this? Is this a headline anywhere on CNN, MSNBC? Number 49? No, I am pro. Let me tell you something before you get on my ass, okay? Before you get on my ass. Let me tell you, you know where I was 8 a.m. Saturday morning in the pouring rain? I was down at the Gilmer County Courthouse, 8 a.m. Saturday morning. You know why? It was the 25th anniversary, and I don't say celebration, remembrance. It was the 25th anniversary remembrance of a deputy, a Gilmer County deputy, that was shot and killed in service at 8 a.m. Saturday morning. I went down with about 50 other great Americans down there, okay? You patriots. I went down there Saturday morning. I videoed it. I put it up. I was down there with the sheriff and most of the deputies down there and the color guard as they honored, okay, honored and showed respect on the 25th year that Brett Dickey, a Gilmer County deputy sheriff, was killed in the line of duty. So don't get on my damn ass, okay? Because, look, I got it here. New York Times retracts stories claiming Capitol officer Brian Sisnek was killed in the riot. He was not killed in the riot. Now, Joe Biden went up. I guess the guy, right? I mean, let's just say this. I guess the guy was cremated, right? Because there was a box of acids laying in the rotunda of the Capitol. Let me see, who the hell is sending messages? All right, let me see what I got here. Okay, so this guy is in the Capitol. Joe Biden and Jill go in the Capitol. They put their hand. They show the respect. I'm showing the respect for this officer, okay? Killed. He died, okay? Get into the story. Get into the story. Was not killed in the riot. Okay? So all I'm saying here is we watch impeachment, we watch the soap opera, we watch Mitch McConnell. New York Times retracts the story. This guy here, the media, what all do they do? Right? But we don't know the officer's name. All I'm asking for this morning, and I will move on, okay? I will move on. Number 52. All right? Give me 52. So, you know what? The Constitution, let me break this to you, all right? The Constitution, if you want to call QAnon crazy, I don't know. I know about it, okay? I am not Kevin McCarthy. I am not a Q supporter, but I know about it because if you know me and you know the show, I study everything, okay? So I've been studying Q for years. I've been studying it for years. People send me stuff. I study everything. You know that out there, okay? So, you know what? The Constitution, whether you like it or not, it gives you the right out there to study and read crazy stuff if you want, okay? I mean, just think where the National Enquirer would be if you were in the grocery line. You know, we've got the internet now. We have the internet, okay? And we have Q. Okay? How come you didn't stop like 25 years ago when we went to the grocery line and we stood in line and we wanted to know the 5 Martians that, it picked up 4 people and probed them? All right? Just say it. Just say it. Don't make fun of me. All right? 4 Hollywood stars were picked up this weekend by Martians and they went up in a spaceship and they discussed being probed. Did I make that up? No. It was all over the... But you had the right to buy it. You could buy it. Put your money down, buy it. Go home and read it. I mean, Elvis sightings. You have the right to believe. If you believe that Elvis is alive, go for it. I don't care. If you spotted Elvis in a Denny's somewhere ordering a Grand Slam breakfast, great. Post it on the internet. I don't care. I might read it. Okay? The Constitution gives you the right to do that. This woman, if she followed Q, what the hell? Yes, she was in the Capitol. I get that. I can hear the yelling. Well, she had no business in the Capitol, right? But here she is, just let me do this one more time, number 51, right? Here she is, dead on the Capitol floor. All right? I just want to know who killed this lady. Ashley Babbitt. Who killed her? That's all I want to know. Am I the bad guy for asking? That's all I want to know. All I want to know. Okay? Moving right along. I didn't mean to get worked up on that. But I've had it with this garbage. Okay? Mitch McConnell. Now, we have a lot to go over. I told you this. I said on this show that right after impeachment, they're not done. They're not finished. Impeachment's not over, okay? If you watch the show, we did this story several weeks ago. We've done it several times. Give me number 2, okay? Yes, Joe Biden is going right into executive orders. You'll see executive orders. They will sign. I don't know, maybe he has while I'm on the show, but Joe Biden will sign executive orders stopping everything he can do it's called common sense gun legislation. That's what they want to call it, okay? So here it is, number 2, Biden calls for common sense gun law reform. We said this right here on the show. We have the bill. I think it's HB 127. All right, we will show that to you. This is coming, right? And we knew this. We knew that, give me number 20. We said it several times that impeachment it's not done, okay? Trump faces long list of post-presidential legal issues. Before I go to break, because when I come back, you got to stay with me, post-presidential legal issues. Now, criminal charges. They're not finished with Donald J. Trump, okay? Not finished. Now, I told you when we opened the show, okay, that we have in Georgia, we have a local show in the morning on Sunday mornings called the Georgia Gang. Now, I know we have viewers from all over the United States now, and I appreciate that. And on the Georgia Gang, I have been waiting for some time. Finally, somebody I know and respect that has a voice, Phil Kent. He's the CEO of Insider Advantage. And I'm going to play the video when we come back. We're going to do that story really quick. We're going to get into the Nikki Haley, but I want to know when they're going to open an investigation into the Secretary of State, Georgia Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger's office. Okay? And he finally said, because here's number 46. We're going to take a break. He says Sunday, something I've been asking. This is Jordan Fuchs. Now, Jordan Fuchs is the deputy Georgia Secretary of State. She's the deputy under Brad Raffensperger. Allegedly, okay, we'll stay with that, allegedly, okay. She's in Florida at the time. Allegedly, she recorded the phone call. Why is this important? Because the DA in Fulton County, and this will be, why is this a top story? This will be part of criminal investigations into Donald J. Trump. And the investigation is totally backward. Supposedly, she was in Florida when the phone call was recorded between Brad Raffensperger and Donald Trump. Allegedly, she recorded it. Allegedly, she dumped it to the WAPO, Washington Post. And if any of this is true, Florida has a consent law for recording phone calls or recording people. Both people have to be aware. So we're looking for that investigation. We're going to play that this weekend. Just a little side note, giving a shout out, okay, to the Young Republicans in Northeast Georgia, number 9. They are asking for, this is the Young Republicans in Northeast Georgia, because the reason I bring this up is I want to know what your Young Republicans are doing in your state, what you are doing in your state, okay, straight across the board. I was excited to see this. Young Republicans in North Georgia for immediate release on 2/11/2021. Young Republicans in North Georgia calls upon Brad Raffensperger to resign. They're calling on him to resign. Also, I want to give a shout out to the 9th. Look, folks, what are you doing in your state? Because I want to give a quick shout out here to give me number 7. Okay. This is number 7 is the 9th Congressional District, Georgia GOP Chair, Rebecca Yardley. These are all the contact numbers. Here's the information to get moving and helping restore voter integrity in Georgia. Contact your local state representatives. We will be putting this up through the show. This information's out there. We'll be talking about, give me number 8. There's a full list. We'll be talking about this in Georgia. Okay, Georgia Republican Party, what we're looking for. That's a little blurred, but I have it here on the screen. I can tell you, eliminate no excuse absentee voting, eliminate drop boxes, eliminate Dominion voting machines, and allow paper ballots. This is coming from Georgia Republican Party of February 2021. All right, so Dominion voting machines. Wow. Okay. Now, the reason I bring this up now, what are you doing in your state? Okay. I'm going to go to break. We got a lot to do on this show today. This is a good show. We have a lot going on. So let me say this. Let's go with the Dirty 7, right? The Dirty 7, where are they at? I thought I had a picture of the Dirty 7. Do I not have the Dirty 7 up here somewhere? Maybe I do somewhere else. I'll find it later in the show. The 7 that turned on Donald J. Trump this weekend. And I have them somewhere. I'll find them later in the show. But here you go. Here is, give me number 15. Nikki Haley turned on the president, number 15. Okay. And here is Donald. This is my impression. Here's Donald J. Trump saying that day, if you ever turn on me, give me a little hand. Okay. If you ever turn on me. Okay. So Nikki Haley is not a 2024 contender. Let's just take that. And the winner of the impeachment, Lindsey Graham says right here is the winner, number 13, Laura Trump. And Laura Trump for North Carolina Senate seat. There's a she is a North Carolina girl, and there's a possibility she runs for Senate to replace Richard Burr, who stabbed the president in the back, voted for impeachment, let me just say this, who stabbed the president back, voted impeachment. What am I trying to say? And so she may run for Senate. And I had one more, Pennsylvania. Keep an eye on this guy, number 26. He looks the part. This is a Democrat, number 26, Connor Lamb, PA Congressman, eye up Senate. Pat Toomey seat for 2022. Pat Toomey just voted to impeach the President of the United States, and the Pennsylvania senator. And this is Connor Lamb. He looks the part, the Democrat that may run. Watch out for this guy in Pennsylvania. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. But just one more time, you can't make this up, okay? Injured, give me number 5. Every day you will be reminded of President Donald J. Trump. Injured migrants say Border Patrol sent them back to Mexico after they fell off Trump's wall. Okay. And by the way, I'm going to try to set it for Wednesday. It's not a done deal. You know, our friend here at the show, D.A. King. Okay. We're going to try to maybe set him up to be in the studio with us. We'll tell you more about who D.A. is. And we're going to try to set him up to maybe be in the studio Wednesday with us. And we might do a full hour or about 40 minutes on immigration, illegals in this country. I'm your host, BKP. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. A lot going on this morning.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hey, we're back, folks. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. We want to thank you for being here every day at 8 a.m. I want to especially take just a minute to say thank you for sharing this show with friends out there. We always have, you have a way to get in touch with me. There's a couple things you just can't say. You can't say, I can't find you, I can't get in touch with you, and I want to send you a message, or I want to say something. Say it. There it is. Send it to me, okay? Thank you so much for sharing the show and sending me stories and telling me when you think I'm out of line, all right? I mean, it does happen from time to time. So you're watching FYNTV.com. I'm your host, BKP. And we're making some changes. We've been making changes for weeks. They're a little slow because we're not a big network. I don't intend to be a hashtag deep state corporate corrupt network. Okay. Yes, I understand. Okay. Corporate corrupt network. I don't intend for that to happen here. So we don't have the funds available just to call a whole team of people and change something overnight. So we're working on some changes that we'll be bringing to you on a daily basis. So we know the president was impeached. We know that 7 Republicans, and let's go through it very quickly and get through this. Number 53. Okay. You didn't accept. I sent that to you. Maybe did I not tell you, or do you not know I sent you a new picture? I think I named it 53. So whenever you can get that up there, Emily, I appreciate it. So number 53 there. I'm not for sure. Okay, I don't have intel into the Potomac there around the Capitol. I do know some people there that tell me something from time to time. Mitt Romney is a sore loser. There's a lot going on with Mitt Romney that's deep, that has several shows in itself. He's a sore loser. Senator Richard Burr is just that. He is a Richard Burr is he not one of the guys? Do your own research here for me and let me know. Is he not, just off the top of my head, I don't have to pull it up, is he not one of the senators that may have, right after COVID hit and there was some things that confidential briefings concerning COVID, is he not one of those slimy guys that sold some stock? Isn't he that kind of guy? So he's retiring. Richard Burr in North Carolina. He's a real swamp monster there. So I don't have a lot of details there. We are caught off guard. Now I am. If you have a reason, if you're from Louisiana out there, okay, and you know why Bill Cassidy voted to impeach. Now the GOP, the Louisiana State GOP, censured him. If you know why, okay, if you know why he voted to impeach the president, send it to me. That, of all of them there, that one catches me off guard. Susan Collins, I'm not caught off guard by that one. Lisa Murkowski. Now, I'm going to do this from memory, okay, because I like politics. I study politics. I promise you, if you could see the screens, I don't have it up here. But Lisa Murkowski rode the coattails of her dad. See if Senator Murkowski is not a popular name. It's like Joe Manchin in West Virginia, okay? And Joe Manchin voted to impeach the president of the United States. And I'm going to get into that when I don't have his picture up. But Lisa Murkowski rode the coattails of her dad. See if her dad was not a famous senator in Alaska. Did he not retire? And basically, they gave it to Lisa. And then when she was not nominated, she ran a write-in campaign. I forget the whole details there, but we're not shocked on Lisa Murkowski. Ben Sass, he is a god within his own brain there. Okay, he thinks a lot of himself. We won't spend time on him. Pat Toomey's retiring in Pennsylvania. Pat Toomey will help. He is retiring. He will help. Watch out. He will help all he can with common sense gun legislation. Now, the scary thing, and I say scary thing, is Joe Biden and what they will do as far as your Second Amendment. You've always heard Democrats say, well, we hunt also. We're hunters, and we don't want to take your right to hunt, and so on and so forth. But you see how fast the lies, what they say they won't do, Joe Biden is rapidly moving as fast as he can to do everything he can to end your Second Amendment. I'm telling you that. We Pat Toomey will help, okay? So common sense gun legislation, keep this in mind. As I show you 7 senators that voted to impeach the President of the United States, and make it to where he can never run for office again, you will not have a problem getting Republicans, okay? Pat Toomey is a globalist. You will not have a problem getting Republicans to do what? Go for common sense gun legislation. I hate to break that to you. Now, Mitch McConnell, and I want to tie this together because, Emily, I'm going to tell you when I want this segment done, and we're going to get in and out of this pretty quickly, but give me number one. Mitch McConnell, all right, deepened GOP civil war by warning he could oppose Trump-backed candidates, such as daughter-in-law Laura and Marjorie Taylor Greene, in favor of electable Republicans. Okay, so now here's what. Let me say this. Okay, never went whole hog, never went all in on Mitch McConnell. You can go back on the tapes of this show and put two people on every tape and watch everything I've ever recorded, and you're not going to find me all in on Mitch McConnell. Never. Okay? I don't want to say he's a sore sport, and I don't want to make it this simple, but the reality is they are so stuck, and they've drank the Potomac water for so long, okay? It's as simple as, this is not it, but just an example of now Chuck Schumer gets the head table in the Senate dining room for lunch. That's right, okay? Chuck Schumer gets the bigger office. Chuck Schumer gets 12 seats at his table. He's been reduced down to 6. I mean, that might all sound silly, but that's what these people are about, not you. So let's get it clear. Like, BKP, that is just really being silly. No, it's not. That's what they're about. Their power, where their stance, where they are in the pecking order. Never think for 1 minute it's about you. Never think for 1 minute it's about the best for the American people. Never think they want to give you a check to help you prevent you from losing your home or your car or your iPhone. No, it's not. So anyhow, I watched Mitch McConnell's speech on the floor. We will get into that. We've got till 11 o'clock. But this is bigger than what's being reported because McConnell's hate for Trump, okay? Now, you got to understand, and I this is where I know I get in trouble, okay? If Trump, I don't want to say if Trump would have won. I know who I get in trouble with out there if I say if Trump would have prevailed. Okay, so let's just say Trump serving a second term. They would all have, excuse me, turn the volume down if you don't want to hear this. They would all have their lips fixated right on Trump's ass. Nikki Haley would be pushing Mitch McConnell out of the way to get to it. Okay, Mitch McConnell would be pushing Lindsey Graham out of the way to get to it. Okay, Kevin McCarthy, they all, every one of them, would have been rushing to be in love with Trump. I love him more. No, I love him more. But because he's not there, okay, McConnell deepens GOP civil war. Yes, Marjorie Taylor Greene, they are talking in Georgia. They are talking with Marjorie Taylor Greene. They are talking about John Cowan. Now, if you don't know John Cowan, that's who opposed Marjorie Taylor Greene in the runoff, okay? More electable Republicans, okay? Laura Trump Candidates such as daughter-in-law Laura Trump. So it's on. Got it? It's on. Now, they will start. And this what infuriates me, because I will work. I don't endorse candidates, and I know you hear that all the time. But I will work as hard as I can to make sure. So let's start a new segment. I just want to do 8 or 9 minutes on this and get out. Are you ready? 8 or 9 minutes. Okay. What are we going to do to get you to go back and vote? Right? What are we going to do to get you to go back and vote? Now, Georgia, our legislative session has several bills that are on the table. Okay? Several bills on the table to fix election voter integrity. Okay? On the table. To stop illegals from voting in one way or the other, whether you're dead, whether it's chain of custody on absentee ballots, we'll get into that. But you, America, and this is where I want you to stay with me on this and why this Georgia is very important, you have not had the test. What test are you talking about, BKP? You've not had the test to see if you will return it and vote. That's right. Now, there's time in your state, but what are you doing to put confidence back in the people going to vote? Their vote counts. It's real, right? Because in Georgia, we had the test. Now, I will look you in the eye in the camera, and I went down to my local precinct, and I voted. I voted in November 3rd's election. Okay? And I think you're going to probably guess I voted for Donald J. Trump. And at that time, you're going to guess that I voted in the 2 Senate races in Georgia. Well, we know what took place, right? And we know we're going to say 100,000 votes were left on the ground because North Georgia, especially the 9th District and the 14th District, did not go back and vote. And here's what I've told you many times. Don't want to get stuck on this segment, but it wasn't absentee ballots. It was the in-person voter that did not go back. See, we had our test. Our test has shown in Georgia that voters did not go back. Large numbers. Now, me, myself, not me, myself, and I, wow, okay. I, get the rolling here, I went and voted January 5th, right? I went and voted. Or whatever, the runoff. And you're going to guess I voted for Kelly Loeffler, and you're going to guess I voted for David Perdue. But I went and voted. Almost everybody I know that I talked to, they went and voted, but people did not. Thousands did not go. I did. I knew it was the only way to stop, possibly, Bernie Sanders from being the chair of the Senate Budget Committee. So anyhow, what are you doing out there to get people to come back and vote? Now, for me, what's getting ready to happen is the President of the United States is going to be attacked under all kinds of legal, okay? It's getting ready to they're going to start bringing criminal charges, okay? There's investigations. Brad Raffensperger, okay? Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State of Georgia, has opened an investigation, number 45, into, and this is my picture. The reason I use this is Brad Raffensperger leaving the Capitol, and I would hope one day to be able to see him escorted out by the great Georgia State Patrol for the last time, escorted out. Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State, okay, has opened an investigation into the phone call, okay, with President Donald J. Trump. Okay, he's done that. Then we have number 6. We'll just put it out here. All right. Number 6. In Georgia, the new district attorney starts circling Trump and his allies. Now, the new district attorney, number 6, let's see if I can find this young lady. Hang tight here. Won't take but a second. I've only got 60 some tabs open. So Biden calls for. So we'll just, I don't know. I have all these tabs open. Anyhow, she is, I forget her name. She is the new district. In fact, we'll hear it on the video. She's the new district attorney in Fulton County. She is opened a criminal investigation into the phone call. Okay, into the phone call. All right. Now, where is the investigation? So, Brad Raffensperger, the phone call from the state of Georgia with Brad Raffensperger, Secretary of State, and Donald Trump was a part of the impeachment. This is why this is important. Okay, it was a part of the impeachment article. It was listed right in there. The phone call has an investigation from the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. The district attorney is going to investigate. Mitch McConnell said himself, number 20, all right, number 20, Trump faces long list of presidency, I guess, legal issues. All right. So here's a guy, Phil Kent, because here's what you do all the time. You always say, what are you guys doing down in Georgia? What are you doing about this guy? What are you doing? It's not going away, I promise. Play the Georgia Gang. Let's give Phil Kent his morning here. Play the Georgia Gang, the CEO of the Insider Advantage from Sunday morning. Play that for me.
Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis calls it a matter of high priority and is opening a criminal investigation against former President Donald Trump. The focus will be on the former president's call to Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. An audio tape of that call was released where the former president said they need to find some 11,000 votes. Phil, I'll start with you. A lot of us are very familiar with that tape. Do you think this investigation is warranted, and is it warranted in Fulton County?
I think those are very good questions, and I don't think it's warranted at all, and especially in Fulton County. Why? You had just said the key phrase apparently in that conversation that District Attorney Willis is looking at is when the president told the Secretary of State, well, you ought to find votes. And so, well, you know, we do know from the Secretary of State's office in recent reports that there were 8,000 plus votes that were cast illegally. And that's not coming from the president or anybody. That's coming from the Secretary of State. And of course, we all know that Fulton County had a lot of shenanigans going, including stopping the vote. And so if you're not paying attention to Fulton County, you're not paying attention to anything here. So I don't think Fani Willis ought to be pursuing this, although if she is going to pursue it, let's take it all the way and let's see what happens with regard to that controversial taping that allegedly occurred in Florida by one of the staffers for Secretary Raffensperger. The secretary never did explain how that got taped and how it got leaked, and if it was done in Florida, that is a felony under Florida law.
Theron, you know, there's a lot of controversy about these numbers, and Phil had mentioned 8,000.
First of all, Mr. Kent, always love shenanigans. So anytime you can get shenanigans into the conversation, love it, okay? The tape, okay? If she's going to do this, let's take it all the way. Let's take it all the way, okay? This is not going to go away because it's not going to go away from me, all right? It's not going to go away from me. Because here's what I want to say, and we'll leave this and we'll move on. All right? One of the staffers, now allegedly, because, hey, allegedly until the investigation is through. Okay, we'll go with that. Give me number 46. This is Brad Raffensperger, Deputy Secretary of State of Georgia, just so America could see her. Number 46. That's Jordan Fuchs. This may be the one staffer, maybe, that Phil Kent's referring to. She may have been in Florida, the Deputy Secretary of State, at the time of the phone call with the president. May have recorded that call, okay? She may have sent that call to the WAPO, Washington Post. Love saying WAPO, okay? May have sent that to them. Was it unbeknownst to Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger? Number 45, was it? Unbeknownst to him? Did he know about it when he was on the conversation? Did Ryan Germany, the Secretary of State's legal counsel, know about it when he was on the conversation? Did he? So if it went to the WAPO, from Jordan Fuchs, why won't Raffensperger tell us who released the tape? See, in the state of Florida, that could have been against the law. Okay, I listened to the audio the WAPO put out, and I heard Trump say, come on, Brad, man. I mean, can't you find me 11,000 votes? I get it, okay? But the reason this is important today, why are they getting a pass? Why is there no investigation into this office? Why is there no investigation into Brad Raffensperger, the negotiation to purchase Dominion voting machines, right? Why is there Sterling Innovation Consultants or whoever they are? Why is there no investigation into that LLC? That LLC? Why? Why is there no investigations into this office whatsoever, but investigations? So let me end with this. Put this up, number 44. Okay? Let's be clear, Georgia. The man in charge down there. First of all, I've had many people ask me, will Brad Raffensperger become a Democrat? I thought by his actions, what do you mean, will he become a Democrat? I mean, the guy's just got an R in front of his name. Who's to say that the Democrats, didn't help him get elected? Who's to say all along he wasn't running I don't know. But I get asked, would Brad Raffensperger become a Democrat? I will tell you this, and we'll move along. Stacey Abrams does not need Brad Raffensperger to be a Democrat. As you can see, they rolled him. Go back to this. I got to just say this. Okay, this is this number 45. Okay, number 45. Stacey, when you ask me again if Brad Raffensperger, Georgia Secretary of State, is going to become a Democrat, okay, the money's pouring in from out of state for him for his reelection. He's already said he's going to run for reelection, okay? Stacey Abrams, Fair Fight, and their group rolled this guy back in March of 2020. They rolled the guy. So why do they need him to be a Democrat now? Right? And I will tell you another thing. Democrats don't cheer quite as loud when Republicans switch over. They don't cheer quite as loud and get as excited, other than to use it for a little PR and laughing. They laugh about it. They don't cheer and have a welcome party. Republicans have a big welcome party. Vernon Jones became a Democrat. Republicans have a big spread, and they have they have cheese and fruit, and they have a big reception, and they have a party when a Democrat comes over into the ranks. But Democrats don't do the same thing. So will he become a Democrat? I don't know. Now, getting out of that, why? Why does Stacey Abrams need him to be a Democrat? Let me go to 44. I just want to say this really quick, and I want to get out, okay? We will not stop here. I want to see investigations on everything inside the Secretary of State's office. Every single thing. Okay? We need answers in Georgia. This is Gabriel Sterling. This is the man, America, that Brad Raffensperger sent out to the camera. You see him in front of all the cameras every day after the election, and you were led to believe he worked for the Secretary of State's office. This man was, to the best of my knowledge, he was involved with the Deputy Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. We don't know who the group is. He was involved in negotiations and reviewing the new voting machines for Georgia as an employee. Yes, he was an employee of the Secretary of State's office during the entire negotiations, during the entire time the Secretary of State's office was picking a new election machine vendor. He worked as an employee. The day after, I'm saying the day after, okay, God knows their attorneys are standing by, right, waiting to call me. Hell, more than you would know, right? The day after, just saying, just figure of speech, right? He then takes advantage of an LLC company he has and becomes a subcontractor for a couple $100,000, right? That now we cannot research where all of his payments of his subcontractor company, where they all come from, right? He becomes the voter implementation manager for the Secretary of State, right? Brad Raffensperger. Then, then after the election's over, he leads us all to believe he's got it down pat. Then he goes back to work. He's an employee again. How the hell is this? How's this all happen? Right? And then the President of the United States is under investigation, and Brad Raffensperger has investigators looking into the phone call, the district attorney in Fulton County, criminal charges on the President of the United States. Look, America, I'm going to tell you there's more than one person go all the way. I will tell you, when Phil Kent stepped out, and I say this, okay, he makes measured comments. I will say this. He's BKP here. What the hell? I say any damn thing. You know that, right? But I got to give Phil credit. I've met him several times. He's come up to Poole's Barbecue. I've said hello at the Capitol. He's the CEO of Insider Advantage. Okay. He has measured, I call them measured comments. And when Phil Kent steps out and says, take it all the way, meaning the investigation, we're going to see some other people in Atlanta. We're not going to stop on our Secretary of State. So we got it. And my hat goes off to young people everywhere across this country, because our Northeast Georgia, give me number 9. Okay. Number 9. And we have this. We can send this to you if you want a copy. Young Republicans of North Georgia for the immediate release. Young Republicans of North Georgia call for Brad Raffensperger's resignation. So obviously there's an endorsement he's not going to get. And let's see. Whereas Secretary of State outright ignored resolutions of the Georgia Republican Party and refused to respond to inquiries by officers or representatives affiliated with the Georgia Republican Party. Let me tell you what that means, okay? Number down there at the bottom. Ignored resolutions of the Georgia Republican Party, okay? Rebecca Yardley, okay? The GOP chair of the 9th District, hand carried, okay, GOP resolutions to the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, that he totally ignored, never even answered, okay? Whereas, this is also, give me number 10, whereas a private phone call between Secretary Raffensperger, President Trump, and representatives from both parties was illegally recorded and later released to the public by individuals believed to be employed under the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. Okay. And the list goes on. So I, for one thing, do not think he should resign. I would like to know how we impeach somebody in the state of Georgia, recall somebody, or I don't know if it's too late for that, but I will tell you this. We won't let it go here in this office, the Secretary of State. So I just want to share this with you all across the country because I hope you are fired up too in your state and saying you're not going to let these kind of things happen anymore. And a shout out to the 9th Congressional District here in Georgia, our GOP chair, and these young Republicans also for not letting it go. And hey, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to get right into the impeachment again, back into that. But the next thing we're going to do is get into Lindsey Graham. Now, Lindsey Graham, right? The only thing I can say, not the only thing I can say, the one thing I can say, go ahead and take that down. The one thing I can say about Lindsey Graham, when Donald Trump calls him up, it says, get down here. Lindsey's on the next plane, right? He's on the next plane, right? Now, we know Kevin McCarthy's no good. We don't want him as Speaker of the House in 2022. We know that. We know his phone call, to the president was released. Here's another one, right? They wanted to call him as a witness, right? You went through that whole thing Saturday as a witness before they dropped that. Lindsey Graham said he's going down to play golf this week. They are setting up. When Lindsey Graham goes to play golf, Lindsey is going to have the game plan of what Trump plans to do. And why, I don't know, but Lindsey's going to be carrying, Lindsey's going to be carrying the election nuclear football when he returns from playing golf with Donald Trump. I don't know what it is about Lindsey Graham, but there's something about that guy Trump likes. Just saying. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia is truck country, and nobody discounts Chevy trucks like Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $8,000 off new Silverado crew cabs, or save $5,700 on the all-new body style Equinox. Every Chevy truck and SUV discounted big. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the low-price leader in truck country. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Find new roads.
Okay, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. You like my tie? This is one of my dad's ties. My mom sent me a dozen. Yeah, give or take, right? Give or take. I thought it has red, it has white, and it has blue in it. I like this one. If you don't like it, what the hell? I like it. I'm wound up. It's Monday. I couldn't wait to get back here. I see all the stories. Now, you are fired up. I mean, you are lit. I tell you what, this impeachment has lit up Trump supporters, MAGA supporters, Americans coast to coast, okay? You are lit up. And you know what? You're going to get this out. Like number 49, the media, the American people know the media is corrupt. You're going to get this out. This is not an anti-law enforcement support story. This is not anything against law enforcement. It's just we know the truth, right? You're going to get things like this out. And take that down. So you are fired up. You are. Now, I told you next thing was coming was criminal charges against the president. Yes. Now, Lindsey Graham's headed to Florida, and he is going to get the game plan. Okay. Now, Kevin McCarthy got called to Florida a week ago or 10 days ago, and Kevin McCarthy was told, this is what I think happened. Don't screw up. 2022 is coming. I haven't made a decision if I will support you for Speaker of the House. You go back to D.C. You say things you shouldn't say. This is what I would do. I don't care how it sounds, okay? Don't screw up. So McCarthy was told not to screw up, and he did. In my opinion, McCarthy is the ultimate screw up, Kevin McCarthy, okay? But for some reason, Trump likes Graham. Send me a message. Tell me why. I don't know why. But Lindsey Graham's going down to get the game plan, okay? Well, after somebody said this to me, well, have you heard some of the things Lindsey Graham has said about the president? Okay. Well, after what happened January 6th, Lindsey Graham stood on the floor and he said he just couldn't support this any longer. Did you hear what? Look, this is strictly my opinion. So Kevin McCarthy goes down there and he says, Trump says, what the hell's wrong with you? What the hell? You get up on the floor and you talk trash about me? Well, you heard what Lindsey said. Yeah, I expect that out of him. Right? I don't know. Didn't you hear what? Yeah, I get that. I expect that out of Lindsey. I mean, everybody knows I got to smack Lindsey back straight. No pun intended. Everybody knows I got to smack Lindsey straight from time to time. Everybody knows that. I didn't expect it out of you. So I don't know. I can't make, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But you are fired up. Now, I'll give you a name, okay? And this is one in many, okay? Let me just say okay. I got to say okay to this, then I'm going to tell you. Anytime between 8 and 10 a.m. Former Congressman Doug Collins is going to be on the show Thursday. So we're scheduling that as I speak. I make things happen. All right, former Congressman Doug Collins is going to be on the show Thursday. Okay. All right. So anyway, we know the next thing is this right here. Number one, Mitch McConnell. We know what he said on the floor. Okay. And he convicted Trump on the floor. He didn't vote for the impeachment, but he convicted him on the floor. Let's go. If this is a 3-minute, I think this is 3 minutes. It's what we want. See if we can get the video. You know the one from The Guardian? Okay. Let's go with that one right there.
The yeas are 57. The nays are 43. 2/3 of the senators present not having voted guilty. The Senate judges that the respondent, Donald John Trump, former President of the United States, is not guilty as charged in the article of impeachment.
There's no question, none, that President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of the day. No question about it. The people who stormed this building believed they were acting on the wishes and instructions of their president. But in this case, the question is moot because former President Trump is constitutionally not eligible for conviction. I believe the best constitutional reading shows that Article 2, Section 4 exhausts the set of persons who can legitimately be impeached, tried, or convicted. It's the president, it's the vice president, and civil officers.
When this distinguished group of House managers were gathered on January 15th to deliver the articles of impeachment, we're told it could not be received because Mitch McConnell had shut down the Senate and was going to keep it shut down until the inauguration. So for him to get up there and make this indictment against the president and then say, but I can't vote for it because it's after the fact that he established that it could not be delivered before the inauguration. What we saw in that Senate today was a cowardly group of Republicans who apparently have no options because they were afraid to defend their job, respect the institution in which they served. Imagine that it would be vandalized in so many bad ways that I won't even go into here, and that they would not respect their institute. That the president of the Senate, Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence, was the chant, and they just dismissed that. Why? Because maybe they can't get another job. We censure people for using stationery for the wrong purpose. We don't censure people for inciting insurrection that kills people in the Capitol.
You're here. Yeah.
Nancy, all worked up. All worked up. Trump's responsible. Now, you know out there, I know how many of you have watched the whole video of Mitch McConnell. We get it. It's not done. Criminal charges are coming. Mitch is on board with whatever happens after this. Mitch will support. He just couldn't support the unconstitutional impeachment. But he's ready to get on board and support candidates that are electable. One is not Trump, okay? He will work hard to get as much swamp in D.C. as he can. Now, let's go to the Lindsey Graham video. I don't know what I have there. I think it's 10 minutes and something I have in there. I'm not for sure what I have marked there. I think it's about 10 minutes in. If we can go with that one right there and play that until I tell you to come back, keep an eye on when I tell you to come back on that one.
Presidency. But Democrats, because they hate his guts, wanted to impeach him before they ever met him, have now started a process that you can impeach somebody in the House within 48 hours without a lawyer, without a witness, without the ability to cross-examine those against you, and have a trial record based upon articles from the media. This thing is turning into a nightmare for the presidency. I rejected the article of impeachment. I didn't think President Trump was guilty, and you have now opened up Pandora's box. As to Senator McConnell, he is a friend, but he's going to be center stage now in the 2022 effort to take back the Senate. I've been asked by a lot of people, Chris, calm President Trump down. Talk to him, get him to calm down. Sometimes he does and sometimes he doesn't. But to my Republican colleagues, this is a two-way street. 90% of the Republican Party thought this impeachment was a partisan exercise. That's what I thought. He is out of office. And so to the Republican Party, if you want to win and stop a socialist agenda, we need to work with President Trump. We can't do it without him. And to you, President Trump, you need to build the Republican Party stronger. I'm into winning. And if you want to get something off your chest, fine, but I'm into winning.
Senator, one final question. Nikki Haley, the former governor of your state of South Carolina, made some pretty tough comments about Donald Trump this week. I want to put them up on the screen. She said he went down a path he shouldn't have, and we shouldn't have followed him, and we shouldn't have listened to him, and we can't let that ever happen again. Senator, is Governor Haley wrong about Donald Trump's future in the Republican Party?
Yeah, Donald Trump is the most vibrant member of the Republican Party. The Trump movement is alive and well. People believe that he brought change to Washington. Policy-wise, it was long overdue. All I can say is that the most potent force in the Republican Party is President Trump. We need Trump plus. And at the end of the day, I've been involved in politics for over 25 years. The president is a handful, and what happened on January the 6th was terrible for the country, but he's not singularly to blame. Democrats have sat on the sidelines and watched the country be burned down for a year and a half and hadn't said a damn word, and most Republicans are tired of the hypocrisy. So no, Nikki's wrong about President Trump. North Carolina, the biggest winner, I think, of this whole impeachment trial is Laura Trump. My dear friend Richard Burr, who I like and have been friends to a long time, just made Laura Trump almost a certain nominee for the Senate seat in North Carolina to replace him if she runs, and I'll certainly be behind her because I think she represents the future of the Republican Party.
Senator Graham, thank you. Thanks for coming in today. Please come back, sir.
Thank you. I will. Thank you.
Okay, so for weeks we have talked about the soul of the Republican Party. So let's unpack a little bit here, okay? So he's going down to play golf with the president. Now, Lindsey Graham is a seasoned senator, okay? Meaning he does not go on the morning shows and play it off the cuff, right? Doesn't just roll it out. I would think maybe he had a conversation with the president before he went on that show. Okay? Now, Lindsey Graham, for what it's worth, he's pro-Trump yesterday morning. Now, if this show ends and you send me a Lindsey Graham quote that he said something else, I'm not going to be shocked. You're not going to be shocked. But there's something about that little squirrely dude that Trump likes. Okay? Now, there's something about that guy Trump likes. And when Trump says, I need to talk to you, he's on the next plane. So he's on his way to play golf. And they're putting the 2022 game plan together. And they are putting the North Carolina Senate run for Laura Trump together. Because for some reason, he just endorsed Laura Trump to be the next senator in North Carolina. Right? So we will get further into that. Nikki Haley has blown it. But the soul of the Republican Party, and let's just go through some things before I break this down. As I told you, I've showed you this already today. Number one, Mitch McConnell deepens GOP civil war. Okay? And by warning he could oppose Trump-backed candidates such as daughter-in-law Laura, which Lindsey just endorsed. Okay? And go after Marjorie Taylor Greene. All right? Show you just a couple things here before we get into our number 13. Laura Trump for North Carolina Senate seat. Trump's trial is renewing talk. Richard Burr, right? Possibly Laura Trump. Here she is, number 14, Laura Trump, North Carolina girl. Let me say something while Mitch McConnell's talking about opposing her. All right. We don't need to oppose Laura Trump. Now, let me say this for all you Trumpomaniacs out there, okay? I am a Don Jr. Wait a minute. Let's get the Trump-maniacs. Let's be clear. I support Donald J. Trump. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? Trump, Don Jr., is not the brightest light bulb. Just saying. I'm not a Don Jr. fan, okay? I'm not ready to support and endorse Don Jr. I will have to say, if in 2024, now if Don Jr. decides he wants to be governor somewhere, governor, or something like that, I'm going to look at who's opposing him in the primaries. But I can pretty much tell you for sure now, I'm going to go as high as 80%. If Don Jr. thinks he could step out and run for president in 2024, 80% chance I will not support him. He's not the brightest candle in the box, okay, of the Trump family. Now, Ivanka is brilliant. She's a brilliant woman. She's a great mother, probably a great wife. I am not an anti-Ivanka Trump person. Let me be clear as we're talking. I'm not anti-Ivanka Trump. But I don't know Tiffany. Don't know Tiffany. But Ivanka's probably the real liberal in the family. So as far as policy, I can't be an Ivanka Trump supporter. She's a real liberal, okay? She is. Brilliant woman, smart lady. I'm not going to say she doesn't have some conservative values, but probably the liberal in the family. Now, the guy that is more, and the family that has it on the ball more in the Trump organization is Eric and wife Laura. Eric is a smart guy. Eric is more Donald Trump than anybody in the family. You probably, maybe if you just haven't followed him, Eric is pretty sharp guy. Laura is a brilliant young lady from North Carolina. Okay. So I'm going to tell you right now, I see myself. Now, what's interesting to me is Mitch McConnell and Republicans are looking at Richard Burr's seat of North Carolina and saying, hey, if Laura Trump there runs, we could oppose her. Mitch McConnell needs to put his efforts into right here, okay? Because we are getting ready to get rid of the dirty, despicable seven, but where is the Toomey Meister? I have him here somewhere, so let's go through. I have the Toomey Meister here. In just a second. Damn it, where's the Toomey Meister? I had him here. Where is the comments that he made? I had every one of them, and for some reason I can't find them now. What did Toomey say? He's here somewhere. I know all of you get irritated when I do that. I've been told that. All right, so I can't find Pat Toomey's comments, but just bring up number 53. Okay. We should be focused on Pat Toomey in Pennsylvania that's retiring. That is a Republican seat. Don't get excited. I understand that. Okay. Pat Toomey, we should be focusing on guys like this, number 26. All right. That's Connor Lamb. Give me number 27. He is a congressman out there in Western Pennsylvania in a moderate kind of district out there. He's considered a moderate Democrat in Pennsylvania. No such thing. This guy looks the part, and he may run for Senate out there in Pennsylvania. He'd have to get through a primary, but that's who Mitch McConnell should be looking at. All right. So we talked about Laura Trump. Now, he said right here, and I want to bring this up just so you can see. Here's number 15, Nikki Haley. All right. Lindsey Graham says Nikki Haley's wrong. She's gone. Okay. There's no chance of her in 2024. But let's keep in mind, Nikki Haley is the kind of candidate. Nikki Haley's the side of the Republican Party Mitch McConnell wants to take it back to. Now, for those of you that don't know, Nikki Haley campaigned as hard as she campaigned several times in Georgia for Kelly Loeffler. Now, we know Kelly Loeffler was a never Trumper. She pretended to support Trump what time the former senator of Georgia, Kelly Loeffler, which Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, picking Kelly Loeffler, to me, is responsible for the loss of the 2 seats in Georgia. And Kelly Loeffler being on the ballot probably lost the presidency, probably lost both Senate seats. Long story. I can break that down and tell you why I really think that. But Nikki Haley was in the state really working hard for Kelly Loeffler because she is a hopeful in 2024. So that is who they're actually looking at. Here's another of the kind of Republicans, number 17, all right? Larry Hogan, Maryland governor, all right? Number 17, Larry Hogan, the Maryland governor. Number 20, this is in the video that you can watch, 20 minutes, Mitch McConnell on the floor. Trump faces a long list of presidency legal issues, all right? Number 21, this is next. And Mitch McConnell, Jeff Flake out in Arizona, they're all on board, all right? Pat Toomey, if they voted, they're on board. Number 21. Trump braces for potential criminal charges in U.S. Capitol attack, okay? Number 22, Cassidy, Louisiana, GOP censures Senator Cassidy after these are the people, number 22, they're going to be out campaigning with Mitch McConnell trying to get electable Republicans. Number 23, Trump's legal problems, okay? Here they are. CNN. I've already done this story several times. Atlanta DA probe into Trump's election schemes. Georgia Secretary of State probe into Trump's calls. As you can see, they're going after him. 24. Cassidy said, hey, I have no illusion that this is a popular decision. I made this decision because Americans should be fed lies about massive election fraud, okay? Our President Donald J. Trump made a statement, number 30, our historic, patriotic, beautiful movement to make America great again has only just begun. In the months ahead, I have much to share with you, and I look forward to continuing our incredible journey together to achieve American greatness for all of our people. So he's ready to go now. Lindsey Graham's gone down there. This is what this says. He's going to come back with the game plan. Now, I will tell you, I didn't play it in the video. Lindsey Graham said Kamala Harris should be impeached. If the House Republicans take back the House in 2022, Kamala Harris should be impeached. So this may be the beginning of the groundwork of what Republicans plan to campaign on. Lindsey Graham threw that out yesterday morning in that interview. Number 32, just showing you the whole highlights here. 33, Capitol riot, criminal charges, lawsuits against Trump. That's NPR, are still possible. Here's why I did the Secretary of State we need a full investigation. Why won't the New York Times look into what really happened in the Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger's office, number 34. New York Times, okay. All right, New York Times. Georgia prosecutors open criminal inquiry into Trump's efforts to subvert election. Just some more headlines. Number 36. Cassidy is censured by the Louisiana GOP. Now, this is one that's very important. I know you guys don't like to go to liberal websites. I know you don't. But that's where you could find out things that I doubt you're going to see on some conservative sites. And the reasons why. Okay? So number 41, this is from the Huffington Post. All right? You've heard this all weekend. Legislators call for 9/11 style commission to investigate. January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Multiple lawmakers publicly supported some kind of investigation into the deadly Capitol riot a day after the Senate voted to acquit Trump in his impeachment. What you're going to find is everybody's going to be on board. When I say everybody, you're going to have a lot of Republicans on board with a 9/11 style commission. Okay? And the 9/11 style commission will find the crimes that Trump committed. And the 9/11 style commission will make recommendations that the Department of Justice open investigations and charge Trump with a special prosecutor. So, I mean, there'll be something legal coming out of this for criminal charges. That's why this is being done. To find out what happened? No. To shut you down. We can go over that, okay? Also from the Huffington Post, or no, this is from the Associated Press, number 43. Impeachment isn't the final word on Capitol riot for Trump. As a private citizen, former President Donald Trump does not have protection from legal liability that his presidency once gave him. Okay? Now, we are going to look at that, all right? As soon as we come back, we're going to get a little closer on what all of that means. By the way, if you want to go and look at something, I mean, you know, there's a lot of people that listen to this show, no matter where you're at in America, you've heard of Blue Ridge, Georgia. When you go to Florida, you've heard of Blue Ridge, Georgia. If you want to go to FetcherNews.com, click on They've Gone Crazy, okay? The City Council of Blue Ridge, Georgia, there's two articles I want you to read. Number 47, go read these articles. Okay. Criminal threats precede discussion of proposed code of civility. Okay. I mean, Blue Ridge City Council, they've gone crazy. I'm just telling you, gone crazy. Number 48, Fitz. He's one of the city council members. Fitz, he was censured. So I thought that was interesting. Everybody getting censured. Fitz censured for creating a hostile work environment. Okay? So go to FetcherNews.com, click on Georgia, because we have 3 states. There's 3 states there, Georgia, North Carolina, and Tennessee. Click on Georgia, click on Fannin County and News. So Fannin County and Georgia News. And find these 2 articles. They're pretty interesting no matter where you live. We're going to come back and we're going to start into the third hour. In the third hour, we're going to talk more about what's happening in Georgia with some of the legislation, but we're not done. We're not done. Does this guy use number 28? There's a couple more stories we want to do before we get into some Georgia information today. Number 28. Is this guy is he doing the Gorilla Glue? Have you looked at the hair? Why did they want witnesses and then stop on the witnesses? And yes, I have watched the video. I have watched the video of President Trump's attorney tearing the mic off and throwing it down. Hey, it's the media, okay? That's how they are. Is this guy, is it Raskin? Whatever his name is he doing the Gorilla Glue? We'll be back right after these messages. Don't go away.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia is truck country, and nobody discounts Chevy trucks like Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $8,000 off new Silverado crew cabs, or save $5,700 on the all-new body style Equinox. Every Chevy truck and SUV discounted big. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the low price leader in truck country. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Okay, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and we are BKP Politics, and you're watching FYNTV.com. Now, you are fired up. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this because of the word fight. Are we allowed to say fight anymore? Can we say fight? I don't know if we can. But you are fired up, and the battle lines have been drawn for the soul of the Republican Party. We've done that days here, okay? They're drawn. They're very clear. I will give a shout out to, I don't know who in your state, Debbie Dooley in Georgia. Debbie does not stop. I mean, she has nonstop 24 hours a day. She doesn't get off, I'm going to say it my words, the throat of Brad Raffensperger, Governor Kemp, the list goes on, nonstop, Mitch McConnell, the traitors that voted to impeach President Trump, nonstop. You are fired up, okay? Now, if you're not sure where Mitch McConnell stands, if you're not sure what side you should be on, we have to watch. It's one of those, it's like, when I say it's a class, you have to watch Mitch McConnell's speech from the floor, because there's a couple things you got to take away, because we know the battle lines, Mitch McConnell, okay? We know he's going to try to power strong arm. Now, if Mitch, 7, let's get this clear, number 53, 7 Republicans in the Senate voted with, and here is what they're playing in the media today. The most bipartisan vote ever for impeachment, okay? So they want to let you know this is very bipartisan, this impeachment vote. Although Trump was acquitted, and although Leahy said this whole thing is effed up, we heard the hot mic, Patrick Leahy. Did you see that? He's the judge and presided over, but when they called the roll, He stood up from that chair and voted. It's ridiculous. But anyhow, these are the 7 Republicans. If, folks, there would have been a secret ballot on impeaching the President of the United States, they would have found their 17 Republicans. You tell me who the other 10 would be if it was secret ballot, because I believe they'd have found the 17, but they found 7, okay? The battle lines are drawn. This is far from over. The swamp has dug in their heels, Republicans, Democrats together, to make sure that MAGA does not exist. They're not finished with Trump. Well, if they impeach him the second time, are they? Hell no. This morning, if you watch the media. Now, we have to watch. Here's one thing I want you to look at. I mean, every day we can give you an example after example of this kind of corruption. And let's just go with number 37 really quick. Okay. 37. Okay. New cases of COVID on the 7th. Look on April 1st when we really started measuring. Where is that peak, that highest peak, right? Where is that? I'm going to bet, and I will find it as we're looking through here. I'm going to bet that highest peak right there on is let's see. I'm going to bet that's November. What do you want to bet? The highest peak of cases going from April, watch it fall, is November. What say you, right? The highest cases went down. Give me number, I think I found it. If I didn't, we'll move on. Yeah, give me number 16, okay? Look at that right there. Now look at 16. 7-day rolling average drops below 100,000 cases for the first time since November? November? What happened in November? Oh, an election. Election. Can you go back to that last picture you just had? Look at that one right there. Since November. And just look at it. I mean, the touch of corruption. Give me number. I know where it's at. I had the number up here a minute ago. It was the one right before that. 37. Since November. Look at April and look where those peaks are. Wonder if those are around the election time. Interesting. So that being said, Mitch McConnell is a must watch. So Emily, I don't think we're not gonna watch all 20 minutes. So don't get nervous out there. But you have to watch this if you've not watched this. Okay. I will say this respectfully. Yes, I've watched Trump's attorney tear his mic off and throw it down. I got it. That's good TV. I got it. I get all that. I've watched the clips, okay, that are exciting. But when it gets time for class, this is what we need to watch right here. Now, Mitch McConnell was majority leader. He wants it back, okay? He wants majority leader back because he knows in 2022, if they win back the Senate, he's gone. So not only, he's not trying to win. Let's get this straight. And you heard what Lindsey Graham said about him and what he's done to the Republican Party. He's not trying to win back control of the Senate in 2022 for you, the right thing to do. He's not trying to do that. He wants his control because he knows if people like Laura Trump, he knows he will not be voted in as majority leader. So let's go to, and the reason he didn't, we know that. We know why he didn't, because if McConnell would have voted to impeach, okay, now although Chuck Schumer is the majority leader, all right, there's a shared power agreement because it's 50-50. So if McConnell would have voted for impeachment and he would have taken several more Republicans, he would have lost his minority position as Senate leader there now, and no chance of regaining it in 2022. That being said, so let's go with the video, Mitch. And Emily, every time I say come back to me, and hold it right where we end, because we're going to be starting over there, okay? Because we're going to play a lot of this. So let's go to Mitch, and let's listen to Mitch's words.
January 6th was a disgrace. American citizens attacked their own government. They used terrorism to try to stop a specific piece of domestic business they did not like. Fellow Americans beat and bloodied our own police. They stormed the Senate floor. They tried to hunt down the Speaker of the House. They built a gallows and chanted about murdering the Vice President. They did this because they'd been fed wild falsehoods by the most powerful man on earth. Because he was angry he'd lost an election. Former President Trump's actions preceded the riot were a disgraceful duty. The House accused the former president of, quote, incitement. That is a specific term from the criminal law. Let me just put that aside for a moment and reiterate something I said weeks ago. There's no question, none, that President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of the day. No question about it. The people who stormed this building believed they were acting on the wishes and instructions of their president. And having that belief was a foreseeable consequence of the growing crescendo of false statements, conspiracy theories, and reckless hyperbole, which the defeated president kept shouting into the largest megaphone on planet Earth. The issue is not only on January 6th. It is not just his endorsement of remarks in which an associate urged, quote, trial by combat. It was also the entire manufactured atmosphere of looming catastrophe, the increasingly wild myths about a reverse landslide election that was somehow being stolen, some secret coup by our now president. Now, I defended the president's right to bring any complaints to our legal system. The legal system spoke. The Electoral College spoke. As I stood up and said clearly at that time, the election was settled. It was over. But that just really opened a new chapter of even wilder, and more unfounded claims. The leader of the free world cannot spend weeks thundering that shadowy forces are stealing our country and then feign surprise when people believe him and do reckless things. Now, sadly, many politicians sometimes make overheated comments or use metaphors. We saw that unhinged listeners might take literally, but that was different. That's different from what we saw. This was an intensifying crescendo of conspiracy theories orchestrated by an outgoing president who seemed determined to either overturn the voters' decision or else torch our institutions on the way out. The unconscionable behavior did not end when the violence actually began. Whatever our ex-president claims he thought might happen that day, whatever reaction he says he meant to produce, by that afternoon, we know he was watching the same live television as the rest of us. A mob was assaulting the Capitol in his name. These criminals were carrying his banners, hanging his flags, and screaming their loyalty to him. It was obvious that only President Trump could end this. He was the only one who could. Former aides publicly begged him to do so. Loyal allies frantically called the administration. The president did not act swiftly. He did not do his job. He didn't take steps so federal law could be faithfully executed and order restored. No. Instead, according to public reports, he watched television happily, as the chaos unfolded. He kept pressing his scheme to overturn the election.
Okay, stop. Make sure you stay right there. His scheme to overturn OT election. Okay? Now, I said he wants to be speaker, wants to be majority leader, and I get that. I get that you disagree. There's a lot out there. I get it to unpack. Okay? Right now, I want to say, what side are you on? Listen to this guy. There's a couple things I want you to think about. All 4 years. On any day you thought this guy, and the reason I brought this book out, okay, Peter Schweizer, this guy is corrupt. This guy has the unmitigated gall. Is that what? I don't know. Sometimes I throw words out there. I mean, I just found out. I love when you throw out crescendo. And I love being a part of reckless hyperbole. I mean, Mitch, I'm reckless hyperbole, right? Is that it? I guess. Okay. His scheme to overturn an election. Folks, the man behind the podium was there all 4 years, okay? And I don't want to go backwards in time, but we know Paul Ryan and we know the Senate here, okay? This is what Trump had to work with. Peter Schweizer, Secret Empires. Get the book and read McConnell and Cho from China with Profits, okay? McConnell and Cho from China with Profits. The man standing behind the podium is corrupt as they come, okay? He's as corrupt as they come. Let me tell you something. Trump tried to make deals, and I don't know this for a fact when I say this, but Elaine Chao, his wife, was the transportation secretary. International transportation? I don't know. Would transportation secretary have anything to do with our ports? I don't know. Just check her out. So I think in 4 years, he was supposed to Trump out, a little trade-off on the transportation secretary, maybe. This guy's so corrupt. Now, stolen, a secret coup, okay? The issue is not just January 6th. I told you this over and over. It's going to be in the criminal trials, and he's laying it out, okay? They tried to hunt down Nancy, all right? He was angry he lost. Now, let me tell you something, okay? Mitch McConnell, they don't catch on. When you say, yeah, they're not that dumb. Let me tell you something. They think America backs them. They do. They really do, okay? This guy said he was angry he lost. So that means every witness in Pennsylvania lied and was part of the scheme, okay? Doug Mastriano, senator from state of Pennsylvania in Gettysburg, okay? The witnesses there that day, the witnesses in Georgia, the witnesses in Utah, the witnesses in Arizona, the witnesses in Michigan, the guy with the long hair that said he saw a truck between 3 and 4 a.m. Between 3 and 4 a.m., I saw a truck. And then we have the van backing into the TC whatever center in Detroit, right? So Mitch McConnell said it was all a scheme, right? The torch was lit. They're hanging of the flags. I hang a flag right here. It says Mega Trump, okay? He sat back and watched it on TV. His scheme to overturn an election. His scheme to overturn an election. Now, we're going to play a little more. I've got some text messages here while we're talking about this. There's a lot going on with this. The core thing I want you to do with Mitch McConnell is pay attention because this is not over. Donald J. Trump, until they put him in prison. This is the guy, Donald J. Trump, that let Paul Manafort. They won't stop. They want Donald J. Trump in prison, even the man standing behind that podium. Let's go back, Emily, right where you left off, and let's play some more of Mitch McConnell.
After it was clear to any reasonable observer that Vice President Pence was in serious danger, even as the mob, carrying Trump banners, was beating cops and breaching perimeters, the president sent a further tweet attacking his own vice president. Now, predictably and foreseeably under the circumstances, members of the mob seem to interpret this as a further inspiration to lawlessness and violence, not surprisingly. Later, even when the president did half-heartedly begin calling for peace, he didn't call right away for the riot to end. He did not tell the mob to depart until even later. And even then, with police officers bleeding and broken glass covering Capitol floors, he kept repeating election lies and praising the criminals. In recent weeks, our ex-president's associates have tried to use the 74 million Americans who voted to re-elect him as a kind of human shield against criticism. Using the 74 million who voted for him as a kind of a human shield against criticism. Anyone who decries his awful behavior is accused of insulting millions of voters. That's an absurd deflection. 70 hundreds of rioters did. 74 million Americans did not engineer the campaign of disinformation and rage that provoked it. One person did. Just one. I've made my view of this episode very plain. But our system of government gave the Senate a specific task. The Constitution gives us a particular role. This body is not invited to act as the nation's overarching moral tribunal. We're not free to work backward from whether the accused party might personally deserve some kind of punishment. Justice Joseph Story, our nation's first great constitutional scholar, as he explained nearly 200 years ago, the process of impeachment and conviction is a narrow tool for a narrow purpose. Story explained this limited tool exists to, quote, secure the state against gross official misdemeanors, end quote. That is, to protect the country from government officers. If President Trump were still in office, I would have carefully considered whether the House managers proved their specific charge. By the strict criminal standard, the president's speech probably was not incitement. However, in the context of impeachment, the Senate might have decided this was acceptable shorthand for the reckless actions that preceded the riot. But in this case, the question is moot because former President Trump is constitutionally not eligible for conviction. Now, this is a close question, no doubt. Donald Trump was the president when the House voted, though not when the House chose to deliver the papers. Brilliant scholars argue both sides of this jurisdictional question. The text is legitimately ambiguous. I respect my colleagues who've reached either conclusion. But after intense reflection, I believe the best constitutional reading shows that Article 2, Section 4 exhausts the set of persons who can legitimately be impeached, tried, or convicted. It's the president, it's the vice president, and civil officers. We have no power to convict and disqualify a former officeholder who is now a private citizen. Here is Article 2, Section 4. Quote, the president, the vice president, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors, end quote. Now, everyone basically agrees that the second half of that sentence exhausts the legitimate grounds for conviction. The debates around the Constitution's framing make that abundantly clear. Congress cannot convict for reasons besides those. It therefore follows that the list of persons in that same sentence is also exhaustive. There's no reason why one list would be exhaustive, but the other would not. Article 2, Section 4 must limit both why impeachment and conviction can occur and to whom. And to whom. If this provision does not limit impeachment and conviction powers, then it has no limits at all. The House has sole power of impeachment, and the Senate's sole power to try all impeachments would create an unlimited circular logic empowering Congress to ban any private citizen from federal office. Now, that's an incredible claim. But it's the argument that the House managers seem to be making. One manager said the House and Senate have, quote, absolute, unqualified jurisdictional power, end quote. Well, that was very honest, because there is no limiting principle in the constitutional text that would empower the Senate to convict former officers that would not also let them convict and disqualify any private citizen. An absurd end result to which no one subscribes. Article 2, Section 4 must have force. It tells us the President, the Vice President, and civil officers may be impeached and convicted. Donald Trump's no longer the president. Likewise, the provision states that officers subject to impeachment and conviction shall be removed from office if convicted. Shall be removed from office if convicted. As Justice Story explained, the Senate, upon conviction, is bound in all cases to enter a judgment of removal from office. Removal is mandatory upon conviction. Clearly, he explained, that mandatory sentence cannot be applied to someone who's left office. The entire process revolves around removal. If removal becomes impossible, conviction becomes insensible. Counterintuitive that an office holder can elude Senate conviction by resignation or expiration of term, an argument we heard made by the managers. But this underscores that impeachment was never meant to be the final forum for American justice. Never meant to be the final forum for American justice. Impeachment, conviction, and removal are a specific intra-governmental safety valve. It is not the criminal justice system where individual accountability is the paramount goal. Indeed, Justice Story specifically reminded that while former officials were not eligible for impeachment or conviction, they were, and this is extremely important, still liable to be tried and punished in the ordinary tribunals of justice. Put another way, in the language of today, President Trump is still liable for everything he did while he was in office as an ordinary citizen. Unless the statute of limitations is run, still liable for everything he did while he was in office. Didn't get away with anything yet. We have a criminal justice system in this country. We have civil litigation. And former presidents are not immune from being accountable by either one. I believe the Senate was right not to grab power the Constitution doesn't give us. And the Senate was right not to entertain some light-speed sham process to try to outrun the loss of jurisdiction. It took both sides more than a week just to produce their pretrial briefs. Speaker Pelosi's own scheduling decisions conceded what President Biden publicly confirmed: a Senate verdict before Inauguration Day was never possible. Now, Mr. President, this has been a dispiriting time. But the Senate has done our duty. The framers' firewall held up again. On January the 6th, we returned to our posts and certified the election. We were uncowed. We were not intimidated. We finished the job. And since then, we resisted the clamor to defy our own constitutional guardrails in hot pursuit of a particular outcome. We refused to continue a cycle of recklessness by straining our own constitutional boundaries in response. The Senate's decision today does not condone anything that happened on or before that terrible day. That senators did what the former president failed to do. We put our constitutional duty first.
All right, folks. You may be upset that I had you sit through that. If you did, thank you for still being here. I look at some things some days as a class where this show is concerned. I felt it was important to listen to that. I felt it was important to, first of all, to realize that Mitch McConnell, the value of life, it's never been mentioned that a woman died on the floor of the Capitol in her blood, okay? One person is responsible, the criminal standards, okay? One of the lines and takeaway in this is it was never meant. Now Mitch McConnell convicted the president. He tried the president, he convicted the president, and here's what he did. He laid out his crimes. Okay? He laid out the argument, the court argument for the crimes that President Trump committed. Then he went into the constitutional reason of why that did not apply to the impeachment. You had to hear all the way through. But he wanted you to hear one sentence. He played everything out. He read everything, the article concerning the impeachment in the Constitution. He read that. And I wanted you to hear it because I don't like the clips on the media plays. And I wanted you to hear it because there's a sentence. Because once he got done, see, he tried Trump. He trashed Trump. He laid out the criminal act. Then he went into why the impeachment is not a cover for Trump's crimes, okay? And he went into the impeachment not a cover for Trump's crimes, and he said never meant, never meant to be final form for American justice. So he wanted you to know just because Trump had been acquitted in the Senate for impeachment, he laid out the crime and he didn't get away with anything yet. He didn't get away with anything yet. And as one of my text messages says, and I won't get into that, and in fact, I will save that also for Friday for the All-Star Political Panel. I may even have someone call in throughout the week to go into further detail, is now with Joe Biden in there, Mitch McConnell, his wife, they can all get back to their underhanded, dirty Chinese deals that Trump was not allowing to play out. But anyhow, he didn't get away with anything yet. So I know, if you're with me, like you made me watch that whole thing, McConnell tried Trump's criminal case, laid out all the evidence he claims for the criminal case, explained why that wasn't the place to handle it in the Senate, the impeachment, but that the Constitution says it was never meant to be a final form for American justice. And Mitch McConnell will let you know he didn't get away with anything yet. We're going to take a break. I've got several things that I want to close with and a couple Georgia things that are happening as far as legislation this week we need to talk about. It's President's Day. They're not under the Gold Dome. Oh, they all got a day off. Take a break. We'll be right back.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia is truck country, and nobody discounts Chevy trucks like Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $8,000 off new Silverado crew cabs, or save $5,700 on the all-new body style Equinox. Every Chevy truck and SUV discounted big. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the low price leader in truck country. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Find new roads.
All right, folks, we're back. It's February 15th. Today is President's Day. They are closed down at the Capitol. Schools are closed. Schools are closed in general, right? Now, not all schools, but a lot of the schools are closed. Today, President's Day, Capitol's closed. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. What did you get for Valentine's Day? Now, I don't believe it's an over-the-top gift kind of time. So, so flowers, card, right? What did you do? So anyhow, I want to tell you this. I think when I say they only want $7 a month or something, but you have these channels on Amazon. You have these channels, and you get 48 hours free. So here's where you get to learn a little bit about BKP. All right. You get 48 hours free on these channels. All right. So I love British comedy. Let's not get back and forth right now. I love British comedy. Absolutely do. Okay. So this goes a while back, 3 months ago or whatever. I did the 48 hours BritBox. It's called BritBox. Okay. 48 hours BritBox. It's all British stuff. Okay. BBC, British comedies, dramas, movies, whatever. BritBox it's called, right? I think it's $7 a month. So I watched until my free 2 days, my 48 hours were up. I watched this British comedy called Mrs. Brown's Boys. Okay. It's a little off color in some spots. Just saying, it's British comedy. Okay. So, I go all the way back to the Monty Python. What the heck? I'm having trouble with it. I go in the Wayback Machine, okay? I like Mr. Bean. It's silly. Okay, enough said. So, anyhow, I watched the 48 hours, and it's called Mrs. Brown's Sons. And I got through 2 seasons. I binged it on a storm weekend or something. And there's 7 seasons, and I was like, darn. You know what? But I'm not paying the $7 a month. So I get up Sunday morning and I get a text message from my wife. Okay. And I get a text message from my wife and it says, Happy Valentine's Day. And underneath that, it says, your subscription to BritBox starts now. I was like, damn, that is so cool. All right. Because it's actually so I laugh out loud. So she gets up and I said, well, thanks a lot. She said, well, you watch that. She said, you're not going to buy it for yourself. She said, I know you. You're not going to pay. You're not going to buy it for yourself. You're not going to. And she said, I don't think I remember anything you enjoyed that much. Because I laugh out loud. I really, tears funny. Anyhow, so that's what I got for Valentine's Day. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, all right, so what we're going to do is I got Thursday. I've got, I'm going to try to set some things up. I'm going to try to get, and I don't have the picture with me right now. I'm going to show the picture, but I'm going to try to get a call in with State Representative, Charlie Bird. I don't know if I have that right. I don't have if you notice, I can't find my glasses. I'll find them. We're going to talk about House Bill 228. Okay. And that is, I showed it to you. I don't have the picture where on the Georgia driver's license, it actually says on the top, not to be used as a voter ID. This is because we're giving illegals, green card holders, people from other countries, we're giving them driver's license. Hundreds of driver's license that are mistaken as legal identification that somebody could go vote. So we're going to talk about that one, okay? I'm going to see what his schedule is, and I'm going to try to get D.A. King, my friend D.A. King, up here, a immigration enforcement legal immigration, I think, enforcement specialist or something, or I forget how the guy's title. I'm sorry. Sorry, folks. Sorry. Trying to roll along here with a little bit of time left. Going to try to get D.A. King up Wednesday this week. Talk about that. They're flooding in by the thousands on the southern border, okay? And I'm going to close with my favorite picture of the day. Thursday morning at 8:30 in the morning, we will have, right here on the show, Thursday morning, we are going to have former Congressman Doug Collins will be with us Thursday morning, okay? So I'm going to ask him, what are we talking about? What Mitch McConnell did? Future of the Republican Party in Georgia, where are we at? We're going to get him in the conversation. See how much time he has. See if he wants to break any news about his future plans. So we're going to have him in here. So let me run through a couple things, okay? I don't like to read the look this up today. I want to give this to you to look up. All right. Hang tight. I got it here. All right. So Biden calls for gun control reform on anniversary of Parkland shooting. Okay. So we got to go and look this up. We got to get on this immediately. All right. So number one. Okay. Emily, this is might be some jumping around, but we're going to roll. Number one. There you go. Number two, here it is. Okay. Number three, Biden wants Congress to pass laws that would require background checks on all gun sales and ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Okay. Here it is. You got to look for this bill. Keep an eye on it. Number four, H.R. 127. Go look this up. Read the bill. Okay. H.R. 127. All right. This is my favorite one of the day. Number five, injured migrants say Border Patrol sent them back to Mexico, probably with a sprained ankle, after they fell off Trump's border wall. One of my favorites. Number seven. Let's take a minute on number seven. This is from Rebecca Yardley. She's the chairman of the Georgia GOP 9th Congressional District. Look at this very close. Let's leave this on the screen. Now, Emily, number seven, write that down, circle it. We're going to close with that too on the screen, okay? So here is the information to get moving on helping restore voter integrity in Georgia. Contact your local state representatives and senators. Here is the information to contact the leaders in government. Okay. Governor Brian Kemp. Boom. Here's his phone number. Duncan, Raffensperger, and Ralston. Excuse me. Okay. Here is what the Georgia. Okay. Give me number 8. All right. And this is from the Georgia Republican Party under 80,000 caucus. Okay. So under 80,000, this is the group from the Georgia Republican Party. This is the under 80,000 caucus. Excuse me, February 2021, the Georgia Republican Party, spearheaded by David Schaefer, appointed a committee to research and develop legislation related to voter integrity in Georgia. Many infractions occurred from Senator William Ligon, chaired efforts during subcommittee hearings to investigate voter irregularities, which served as a starting point for the committee's effort at the voting reform. Grassroots efforts will be critical. That means you and your friends must launch letters, emails, phone calls, texts, and whatever you can devise. Send them to legislators, both houses. Multiple bills are being dropped in the House that reflect the recommendations. Here are the 3, when you see this in the red, excuse me, here are the 3, okay, key points. 3 key points when you talk to legislators, okay? Eliminate no excuse absentee voting. Eliminate no excuse absentee voting. Eliminate drop boxes. Number 2, eliminate drop boxes. Saying it again. Eliminate Dominion voting machines and allow paper ballots. Eliminate Dominion voting machines. I'm surprised they put that in writing. Eliminate Dominion voting machines, allow paper ballots. Support the following bills, okay? HB 62, no outside funding for election boards. HB 326, no wireless card technology for voting equipment. HB 366, SB 69, opt-in at DMV for voter registration. You've got to opt in. You can't just automatically. Dead voters and cleaning the voter rolls. Okay, SB 67, 175, 178, SB 68, SB 71, and SB 74. Those are all on the list. Today is President's Day. It gives you enough time to start looking at this and getting with your local legislators. Now, I'm going to be over at White County GOP meeting tonight. White County, Georgia GOP meeting. State Senator Steve Gooch will be there. I will respectfully ask questions like I expect you to respectfully ask questions. But don't attack. But let me tell you something. Find every single GOP. Go back to number 7 while I'm talking there. Find every single Georgia, wherever you're at in the United States of America. If you're in Carbon County, Wyoming, okay? Kalamazoo, Michigan. I don't care. Lansing, Michigan. All right. Carbon County, Pennsylvania. Hershey County, Pennsylvania. I don't care where you're at. Forsyth County, North Carolina. Right? Wilkes County, North Carolina. I don't care. Find your GOP meeting. Go to them. Okay? Don't attack and respectfully ask your representatives questions, but have them ready. Okay? Here's the numbers in Georgia that you can call. All right? So, number 9, we put this up earlier, 9 and 10. 9 is where the Young Republicans of Northeast Georgia have asked for Brad Raffensperger's resignation. There's 9. There's 10. Number 10. Okay. Number 11, I didn't get time to go into this. This is Pat Toomey, Pennsylvania. His full statement. President Donald Trump's defense team made several accurate observations at the impeachment. Many elected Democrats did want to impeach President Trump for the moment he won in 2016. Here's his reason why. Now, first of all, don't think, I'm going to give you this, do not think for 1 minute that Joe Manchin of West Virginia, the Democrat, is ever going to fall down on the side of a Republican. Not going to happen, okay? Swing left. Do you follow swing left? I do. Here's number 12. Donald Trump tried to steal an election and prevent a peaceful transfer of power. He incited violence. People died. Every Senate Democrat voted to hold him responsible. 43 Republicans voted to protect him instead of our democracy. We need to be ready for the elections ahead in 2021 and 2022 so we can protect and expand our majorities. Yes, they have majorities now. Let's go to number 18, infrastructure and gun reform, also on Biden's priority list. Okay. Let me make sure. Let's see. Number 25, Joe Biden has not even called. He hasn't made a call to one of our top allies in the world, Israel. He has not called Bibi, the Israel prime minister, hasn't even called him. That's number 25. I'm sorry, 25. He hasn't even called the prime minister. Hasn't done it. Keep your eye open on this guy right here, number 26, Connor Lamb. Although Pat Toomey did in Pennsylvania vote to impeach the president, that's in a Republican seat we'd like to have in PA. We're going to have a lot of work in PA. Wish Mitch McConnell would help us out there. And you got guys like this. Give me number 28 or 27. His name is Connor Lamb. He has the look, just the look. Number 28, Democrats defend the decision not to call witnesses. They did that on purpose. Here is Guy Raskin. He's got to have the Gorilla Glue in his hair. He's got to have the Gorilla Glue in his hair, okay? They voted to have witnesses, and then they backed down. But when they voted to have witnesses, Kevin McCarthy and the whole phone call and everything got really escalated, so they didn't have the witnesses, but all the media ran with it. Here is another one, impeachment. One-on-one, number 29, impeachment manager Stacey Plaskett. Look her up. I think you could find some interesting things on her. Where do I want to go next? Number 35, CDC guidelines for safety reopening, in-person learning, universal mask use, physical distancing. Yeah, you ain't got the money. You're going to have physical distancing in these schools. Hand washing, cleaning and disinfecting school facilities, contact tracing. You know what? I got 2 minutes. You remember when you used to pass a note in school? Pass that back to her. Back to her. Yeah, get it back to her. Don't read it. How can you if they're 6 foot apart? You just text each other, right? See if there's anything else on the screen. This is one right here. It's an article in the Washington Post. It's a good read. When I say it's a good read, I think you should. Number 40, okay? Now, I know, are we allowed to say it's not over till the fat lady sings? But let me tell you something. Number 40, it's not over till the fat lady says it is. Hey, look, is that, yeah. Stacey Abrams, our democracy faced a near-death experience. Here's how to revive it. Let me tell you something. My question is, how many lawmakers in Georgia are in such fear of this woman? Will they cave on election integrity? Here it is, number 42. Number 42, I miss my mom. Children of QAnon believers are desperately trying to de-radicalize their own parents. Oh, yeah. De-radicalize their own parents. And let's wrap this up by saying, here is number 53, the Despicable Seven. I received a very good letter earlier concerning these 7. We will post it on FetcherNews.com under the opinion section. But here are the Despicable 7. Number 52. Wonder if 52, then go to 51. Here's the lady that's murdered at the Capitol. 51. Okay. Ashley Babbitt. I wonder if we will ever be told. Number 49. We're sorry about this fallen law enforcement officer, but the New York Times had to retract the story claiming Capitol Officer Brian Sicknick was killed in the riot. He was not. Okay. Now they did politicize it and put him in the rotunda. Okay. All right. They did. And Joe Biden came up. They wonder if that was a photo op. A Biden photo op, like President Trump in the Bible photo op. Interesting. And number 45, our goal is for Brad Raffensperger to be escorted out of the Capitol in the state of Georgia as he's removed from office. It's 11. I don't know. I tried. That's all I can say, folks, is I tried. I'm going to come back tomorrow and try again. Take us out of here, Emily. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.